Hey guys, Matt from Renclif Media here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about the Glidecam right here and why I think it's still relevant to be using one in 2021. Now I've been using the Glidecam for about 10 years now. When I first bought this one, Glidecams were used by quite a lot of people at the time, and electronic gimbals were only just starting to come out. And back then electronic gimbals were way too expensive to afford for most people. They were probably about $5,000 or more. And they weren't even that good at the time. They've actually come a long way. And now electronic gimbals are absolutely brilliant. I do have my Ronin S right here, which I use quite a lot. I absolutely love it. It's the best gimbal I've ever owned. But I recently built my Blackmagic Pocket 6K rig right here. And I went back to my Glidecam because I didn't want to have to break down my rig every time I wanted to switch from shooting handheld to shooting with a gimbal. So that's the main reason why I think that a Glidecam is still very useful. It's useful for using larger rigs when you don't want to have to break them down. And if I want to just put this on my Glidecam right now, all I have to do is take off this monitor. So I just take off my monitor and I've still got the monitor on the back of the Pocket 6K, which is excellent. So I take off my monitor like that. I take off my handle, which is very easy to do. This is just a NATO handle. So it slides off. And then I can literally just pick it up and mount it on my Glidecam, and I'm all ready to go doing glide shots. So for that reason, if you're doing handheld shooting, you're doing run and gun, if you're doing weddings or commercials, having a Glidecam lying around is very useful. And that's my main reason for going back to this. Now, I know a lot of you have probably never used a Glidecam because electronic gimbals are so readily available now, and you may not even know how to use one or how it works. So I'm just going to briefly talk about it. Now, a Glidecam doesn't actually have any electronic parts in it. It basically consists of a gimbal or a bearing in this area right here, which can spin around. So it can spin around, it can pan, it can tilt, similar to a normal gimbal, but it's all controlled by your own movement. So you hold it with this handle right here, and you basically have the camera mounted on top, and you steer it by using your fingers, gently steering it left and right or up and down. It also has these counterweights on the bottom right here. Now it comes with quite a few counterweights, and depending on the weight of your camera, you will need to remove some of these or add some more. So they just unscrew like so, and then you can mount as many counterweights on it as you like. Now the other thing to keep in mind is when you balance a Glidecam, if you want to move the camera back and forward when it's mounted on top, you loosen off the knobs on the side here, and you turn this knob on the back left or right, so clockwise or anti-clockwise, and that moves the camera forwards and backwards. Now if you want to move the camera left and right, say for instance the gimbal is off to an angle like that and you don't have it properly balanced and you're like, what do I do? All you need to do is loosen these knobs underneath, and then you wind this knob on the side and that moves it left and right. So it's just a matter of mounting your camera on the top. I use a quick release plate. I've mounted this on the Glidecam permanently using some screws. Now the way I balance is as I mentioned, I adjust these knobs first until I get it perfectly level, and then I walk around with it, and if I'm swinging like that as I'm walking, then I know I don't have this adjustment right. So this adjustment right here is for adjusting the counterweights up and down. And that's very, very important. So a lot of people don't realize that, but you've got to get this absolutely perfect to get a perfectly smooth glide shot. And you do this by adjusting this with just tiny adjustments. So you might need to move it up a little bit, or you might need to move it down a little bit, and you just basically do that. And it might take you 5 or 10 minutes, but once you get it right and you can walk smoothly without it swinging, then you're going to get some really nice smooth glide shots. Well, that's it for that video, guys. Thanks for tuning in. Now, if you are considering getting a Glidecam, we'll have some links in the description below. Those will be affiliate links, and if you do decide to use those links, they just help me out with maintaining my YouTube channel and producing more content for you guys in the future. In the meantime, I encourage you to get out and practice your glide shots and have a lot of fun filmmaking and doing what you love. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you.